Charlotte, Lindsay, Michelle, how the hell are you guys?
Great.
You know,
Good, good.
um, I am a fan of all three of you. All three of you. I would just say that. Okay, I don't know if you guys know this, but Charlotte and I go all the way back to Improv 101. Charlotte was in my improv
Yes.
class, and I
Yeah.
201 and 301. I don't know, but Charlotte was one of the first people that, like, you know how, like, when you're in class and you're like, I gotta figure out who's the smart ones, who's the who's the
Right.
Charlotte was like one of the first people that I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I need to hang out with that one because
Yeah.
it is hilarious. And then Michelle, once I started like going to like improv jams and like auditioning for Harold and just hanging out at the comedy spot, like you are in like one of my favorite shows of all time. And then Lindsay, I just like appeared on my Instagram feed at some point during the pandemic and has entertained me every day since then. So now that I've talked a little bit about each of you, Charlotte, want to introduce yourself and say what's going on?
Yeah. Hi, I am. My screen says Artemis Benedict because that's not going to show up.
Your stage name.
I almost
Oh,
threw
shoot.
her in.
So that's the wrong name. I probably should change that. I'm Charlotte Hoare, and that's my last name. And I do comedy when I did. Now it's opening up again at the Sacramento Comedy Spot, and I have a bunch of kids, and yeah, that's that's it for me. Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Michelle, you want to go next?
Oh, sure. Well, what's up? Hey, it's me, Michelle Petro. Some people call me Peach. Why? Because that's how you pronounce my last name, Petro. That's where it starts from. That's the origin. It has nothing to do with Nintendo. Let's see. Oh, I don't know. I also do comedy at the Sacramento Comedy Spot. We'll be starting up again very soon with that. And I'm also produce a show at Stab Comedy called Scene Kids. It's usually the second Saturday of every month, but this month it's very special because it's on a special night and a IRL show. So we're doing it under the stars, folks. If you want to buy your ticket, they're on for sale at stabtheater.com. You can buy tickets for Scene Kids Under the Stars, June 19th at 8 p.m. You'll see a familiar face. So she's right below me on my screen. I don't know where Lindsay is on your screen, but I might not be pointing to them.
For me, I'm on top of you, so I'm just,
Yeah. And Lindsay, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Lindsay. I've done the Scene Kids show, so that's kind of how I am introduced to like super funny people and Jesse. So yeah, I'm super excited about this show. I've been watching Saturday Night Live since I was like 10, 11, probably earlier than one would, watch it regularly. So I couldn't be more excited to be on the show. So I'm ready to just talk some shit about Saturday Night Live and have a good time with you guys.
Yeah, I think 10 or 11 is the perfect age to start watching Saturday Night.
I think so. It's really molded my personality, so I can't be mad.
Yeah,
I think it's a hoot.
I think if you try to start watching Saturday Night Live as an adult, like you just don't get the child.
You're not gonna.
And I think 10 or 11 is the perfect age to start watching Saturday Night Live. Okay, so we are gathered here today, and we're going to make a list of our top 5 female SNL performers all time, going all the way back 1975 up through maybe somebody who's on the cast right now. I'm pretty sure we will have somebody on the cast right now. Will be talked about today. Michelle, how hard was it to make this list?
Oh, I mean, I have like 10 names that like then I had to whittle down to 5. And you know, I love that you asked me, and I love like being on shows where we talk about like lists and like our favorite things, but I also get so like cerebral when I like make lists, like, you know, this is just my perceived list, and like I had this whole like, well, I haven't seen every season. And long story short, it was hard because I was also like, am I even like equipped to do, but yes, I've been watching SNL for as long as Lindsay has, 10, 11. So that's like 2/3 of my life, you know.
Charlotte, how many times did you rewrite your list?
Like so many times, and like I literally was like, should I set a criteria? Should I make a criteria and stick to that, or should I just do what I think personally, or should I do like just in general? And it was like I'm getting two in my head, like this is like, it was literally, and I felt like they're gonna be personally hurt, whoever I leave off, like people, and I'm just like, I can't do this. This is I felt it's really sad actually, like how I feel like some of the people were literally my idols, and like people that I looked up to when I was 10 years old. And it feels like I'm like it almost like makes me emotional, because like there's people like shaped my like the idea of like also of like womanhood too, and there's only so many, especially in like in the 90s, like examples of what it is to be funny and to be a woman. And yeah, it was so hard. Yeah.
You know, I could kind of see like how you say like it's kind of emotional because it helped you shape who you are today. Like, and I know that like, you know, the three of us, we're not all like the best of friends, right? But like, I'm a fanboy. And
What do you mean? Hold on. What? We're not the best of friends.
like we don't hang out like every Saturday.
No, fuck you too. That's fine.
But when I think of like the qualities that I love the most about the three of you, like I can totally see how like Gilda Radner's and Jane Curtin's and Tina Fey's and Amy Poehler's were like in a way like your comedic godmothers and your comedic moms, because like I see those qualities like in the three of you and when I've seen you guys perform, you know. And it's probably what drew me to like just adoring the three of you so much. And I was like, let's get them together and let's talk about the funniest girls on Saturday Night Live. Lindsay, I want to give you a question too. I don't want to just ask Michelle. And but Lindsay, a lot of times people tell me when they put these lists together that number 1 and 2 was easy, and that it's like numbers 5, 4, and 3 that they have the most trouble with. What was the easiest part of your list? What was the hardest part of your list?
I mean, it all was hard. I mean, picking all of them, I think I thought the same thing too, criteria, this, that, and the other, but I really just went with my gut. Like I went with, I know these characters, I've been these characters, I've been inspired by this. So like if I just threw those all on a wall, it was those characters that I quote daily, that I just had to name. And so, yeah, there were some, like, if we have about an hour to have honorable mentions, that would be good for me because there's plenty. So we'll need to, maybe that's like your, you know, secondary episode, but it was very hard to just end it at 5. They're all number 1 to me, but yeah, it was a really cool list, but I just, not that I'm not thinking about how amazing fucking women are all the time, but it was a good excuse to look at each of these women and just feel so inspired. So I'm really excited to just dish. Okay.
All right. I'm feeling everyone's enthusiasm. I'm feeling everyone's excitement. So let's jump in. All right. Let's get going here. We're gonna go. I'm making my little grid right here.
Oh, I love.
and that's
Are we drawing numbers or something, or how do you decide who goes first? I need to know because I've been panicked about this the entire day. I don't care about the list.
You know what I always do, and Michelle kind of pointed out this earlier, is like the grid kind of just looks different for everybody.
Uh-huh.
I always just go to my top left. I start there, and then I go around that way, counterclockwise, I guess. And at my top, I said left, my top left. So like I always look there, and that is Charlotte, who is going to be first. So just so you know, Lindsay, because I think you're kind of about it, it's going to be Charlotte, and then Michelle, and then you.
Okay, thank you. I can relax.
Yeah. So you can relax a little bit. But now Charlotte's in the hot seat. Charlotte, kick us off. Get us going here. Who is your number 5?
Okay, yes. So my number 5 is Cecily Strong. She's a current cast member. She's not like as famous as like a lot of the SNL women we know, but like, holy crap, this woman is amazing. I was just looking at some of her stuff like today, and it's so many. Her characters are impeccable. Like everything is just so funny, so well done, so smart. Her impressions are amazing. Like her voiceover that she does for the commercials, like it just sounds like it's a perfect voiceover woman's voice for commercials. Like I love it. And she's been on for quite a long time, and she's a current cast member. And I'm gonna like relate to the question you asked Lindsay about like, you know, making 4 or 5. And I feel like the whole list was hard because like, you're choosing like the top, but like the end, like starting the list off just was the hardest part, because there's so many people that I feel like are also in that spot, and I have people next to her name because I wasn't even sure who I was gonna say for the 5th spot because it was that hard. But anyway, yeah.
Man, you know what? I commend you for putting a current cast member number 5 on the list, because like I love Cecily Strong too, and I mean I wrote her name down. It's on my piece of paper, but I couldn't justify putting her there, and I was like, that's guts. I love that you did that.
My girl.
I feel that. I feel you. All right, Michelle, what do you have at number 5?
I have Jane Curtin at number 5. She is a badass MF. She's had a long standing career in so many like movies and TV shows since her being on the original cast of SNL. But she's so freaking dope because she was so serious. Like she didn't get wrapped into the whole like drama and like up of the original SNL cast. Like she went to work, she fucking killed it at work, made everybody laugh their asses off, and then she went home to her family and like did her own thing, which I just love that she did that. I don't know, she's like a real true like working mom. Just is like amazing to me when mommies do that. And she's just freaking hilarious. And if you've seen Third Rock from the Sun,
yes,
alone, but she was like on a Weekend
Update.
The first
she's the first female on Weekend Update. And just her deadpan.
I love, she's a straight character. She's always the one that's got like the calm and like points out what's wacky and is not like over the top, but is still hilarious. You gotta love that.
Yeah,
people can pull that off.
And also, like, what'd you say for like she just didn't get caught up in the drama? Like that whole like original SNL cast, like
messy, honey. Yeah. They were messy AF.
Yeah.
But you've never heard a bad thing about Jane Curtin, right? All right.
No.
Much
I don't know. Who has? Somebody made a voice sound like they had heard something about.
No.
Okay.
No.
What did you hear? What did you hear? Tell me who you heard.
Okay.
I watched all the behind the scenes SNL, all the documentaries, and like there's never anything about her. Like
yeah. She's an angel. Lindsay, what do you got at who do you have at number 5?
this is my list, baby. Okay, so my number 5 is inspired by Jane Curtin, but I have Tina Fey as my number 5. Just I love her journey of being the writer for a couple years, and then maybe the first female head writer, but a head writer for a long time, and then being on the show and doing what she did on the show was just so good. I mean, the Sarah Palin is unmatched. What did she say? And her with Hillary Clinton and Amy Poehler, like that duo was just some of the best political sketches I've seen ever. And her stuff on Weekend Update was so clever, so good. Her writing is, I always love to see what the careers are after Saturday Night Live, and hers is just, like I said, unmatched. Like 30 Rock, The Mean Girl, like all this, she just kept going. I think she did Kimmy Schmidt, right? She did, 30 Rock is just.
She brought Mean Girls to Broadway. I mean, so it's like not only on TV now, she did
books. She's got books. Yeah. So she's a badass to me. So that's my number 5.
I almost I feel like I'm not qualified to be on this podcast.
Either.
I'm like, can we sub somebody else in and I'll just moderate? I don't know what I'm bringing to the table here. Okay, my number 5. Initially I had this performer higher on the list, but I started thinking about I think that I like her, she has gone on post Saturday Night Live to be huge. She was epic when she was on Saturday Night Live, but I really feel that she really blew up afterwards. I don't know, you guys might disagree. I'd love to hear what your guys' take is on it. But I've got Maya Rudolph at my number 5. And I originally had her much higher on the list, but I felt that I don't know. But she's my number 5. What do you guys feel about her?
I mean, 10 out of 10 for me on Maya Rudolph. So I mean, the list this will continue on, and it'll be interesting to see people's placements in other spots. But we cannot say enough about Maya Rudolph.
Yeah, I'm sure
how many impersonations she did, and she was Paris Hilton, she was Donatella Versace. She does. There is no character she can do, and if you don't know how she sings the Star Spangled Banner, because that's the only way I sing it. So if you have never seen Maya Rudolph sing the Star Spangled Banner, everyone go look it up, because that is the only way. Meow, 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 meow. She is so fucking funny. That is one of my top. I sing that every 4th of July. I'll sing it.
Somebody sent that to me when I was talking about this podcast. All right, Charlotte, you're number 4.
Okay. So I guess okay, I loved her. She started her fame at the Upright Citizens Brigade. She is Amy Poehler. And I guess for me, this list I guess is really more about who I like to see perform, and who I think ultimately is their performance on SNL and who is made for that venue. And Amy Poehler and sketch comedy and improv is mwah. She's just, everything she does is just fully all in, no matter what the hell it is. And there's just so many sketches of her that the whole idea is just Amy Poehler is just ridiculous and goes all in on a character that are so fun to watch. Just the one where she has no leg. The character's whole point is that she doesn't have a leg, and it's the funniest thing. She's so funny, especially when you're
farted. And what?
I just and I wanted to be her so bad. I thought she was just so freaking funny, and then her career has definitely gone on and moved on from that. But yeah, I love me some Poehler.
Is it? I'm gonna ask this question right now before it gets too late, because I think we want to spend some time on this. because you mentioned that like Amy Poehler, Upright Citizens Brigade, right? Now like I was a fan of Saturday Night Live my whole life, and then like I would read autobiographies and like everybody that I loved, like John Belushi, you know, Dan Aykroyd, Amy Poehler, Tina Fey. Every time you would read about them, like all of their journeys started at like Upright Citizens Brigade,
Mm-hmm.
um, all of the schools. What how much of SNL had how much did SNL influence your decision to eventually take an improv class at Stab or at Sacramento Comedy Spot or to be like in part of your high school drama department, Michelle?
Oh, I mean, I think it was like huge. I remember being just like dazzled and amazed by like the 90s SNL casts with you know, Adam Sandler and Chris Farley especially, and Molly Shannon and Anna Gasteyer, Cheryl Terry. I just like was amazed watching them and wanted to be just like them, basically,
Right? Is that
forever
did it do it
until
for
I
you?
die.
Was it that way for you guys too, Lindsay, Charlotte?
100% of my love for SNL was me signing up for theater in high school. I think seeing, like you said, that era, which is when I'm watching, you know, early 2000s, I would say, is just, I want to say that shit. I want to act like that character. I want to freaking, it was 100% influenced by Saturday Night Live.
Yeah. Same thing, Charlotte?
Oh yeah, I mean, I wanted to be them. I watched there was an Upright Citizens Brigade show on Comedy Central. I watched that. I watched Kids in the Hall reruns on Comedy Central. Anything sketch comedy, anything comedy. I was like, that was like my nerding out stuff that like I, you know, watched all that crap, you know, not crap, but like every little like special, every clip episode, like just all of it. And Mad TV, even this isn't about Mad TV, but like all of that era, there was an era where there was like so many sketch comedy shows coming out, and I would try to just get, you know, take them all in because you can learn from them. And
That's awesome. All right, yeah, that's kind of what I expected to hear. All right, Michelle, who do you have at number 4?
Well, it's somebody we haven't talked about yet. Cecily Strong. Yeah, she's a big beef to me. Like, she's an insane writer. She wrote, you know, for the White House Correspondents' Dinner as well. You know, she's stellar in that. She's a triple threat. She can act, sing, dance. I mean, she's like truly living her best life and to her fullest. The like characters that she comes up with are always like so spot on. And even if she's not like a main in a sketch, she is living out every moment. Like, she is filling in the space and is bringing life to that stage. And it's so wonderful to watch. I love Cecily Strong.
I think that like my favorite Cecily Strong, just reoccurring, is the girl you wish you hadn't started a conversation with at a party. This is America. It's a bipartisanship, okay? It's a ship.
Yeah.
Learn a book. I say that shit all the time. I love it, okay? She's so good.
She really is on the pulse
I
of
think too what's exciting about Cecily Strong is like we're still gonna see so much more of her.
I get anxious every year when they, you know, announce the cast, because she's been on it for a long time. It's like that length of time feels about that, you know, you kind of start seeing them in like other medias. Like, I haven't seen her in any other movies or shows, I don't think. So that's when I start to be like, okay, maybe their time is, I don't want to, you know, knock on wood, but yeah, I want to see more of her. I don't think she should go anywhere. She is like such an anchor to that show that you need her doing what she does. You need that person.
And her
everything.
impressions are so spot on.
Anyone.
And
She can be anyone.
yeah.
Yeah.
And like she's also able, she will do the straight man role. Everything is just perfect, and she always supports, like, put her in anything, anywhere, and she's doing what she has to do. Like Michelle said, like,
Awesome, man.
and
I'm like kicking myself, taking her off my top 5 right now.
start a fan club for Cecily Strong.
Yes.
If you're
Come
listening,
on the-
Cecily, we love you.
Yeah.
Follow us personally on social medias, okay? We'll be in touch.
All right.
I don't even like Prego. It's like she was in a Prego commercial. Like
She's
and
in a
I don't
Fig
even
Newton
like
commercial.
Prego, and I'm like,
Triscuit.
I
She
want
does Triscuits. She does Triscuits too.
Oh
Triscuit.
yeah.
Yeah. Like those
I don't even like Triscuits.
rip up my intestines, but I'm gonna eat some Triscuits now because Cecily Strong made it.
The roof of my mouth is destroyed.
Yeah.
My girl sells them to me, and I'm gonna eat them.
Oh,
She's being underutilized. Like, I want more Cecily in my life and in everything.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I felt like she was in a lot of stuff this year. I thought so. All right. Okay. Lindsay, what do you have a number? You're saying what? Like it's
They are not objects,
full.
Jesse. How
Jesse,
dare you? Let's fool him, girls. Let's go, girls. Okay, sorry.
who do you have a number 4, Lindsay?
My number 4 pick is Molly Shannon. I mean, Mary Catherine Gallagher, again, I watch that movie, and there's a lot of shit she does that I also, who hasn't? You haven't made out with your bedpost? Shut the fuck up, all right? Well, I did that. But I love that character. Sally O'Malley is a good one. I would do that why am I doing at 11 or 12 years old? I'm 50. Stretch. Like, why am I doing that? My mom would want me to do it. And I kick. 50 years old. So I love Molly Shannon, and all of the stuff she does afterwards. I love her. I quote her in Night at the Roxbury all the time when she talks about her breasts and how, just flirting with you. I love her. Yeah, that's my number 4.
Molly Shannon, love her. We recently did top 5 Seinfeld episodes, and they brought up
no, don't swing your arms. If I do that,
she got talked about just as much in that Seinfeld episode as we're talking about her here. She's amazing. Molly Shannon, yes. My number 4 is, I thought I was gonna have her, like, when I first said I want to do this top 5, I was like, I want to do this top 5 just to talk about this person. But I realized that, the founding cast was there to set the bar, right? And it wouldn't be right if that was the best ever, because hopefully they set the bar and then people just overshot it from there, right? So that was my logic that I told myself for putting one of my favorite people of all time, Gilda Radner, at number 4.
nice.
And I'm telling you guys, I was talking to somebody last night, and so I was I don't know, 75. I was probably watching that stuff in the early 80s when I was 9-10 years old. Like just everybody else, 9-10 years old. And in the early 80s, what they were selling to us as what is beauty and what is beautiful was Farrah Fawcett, Heather Locklear, right? I remember being confused because I was no, she's beautiful. I love her. She's beautiful. She makes me laugh. And then but that it wasn't what was regarded as beautiful. It was confusing as all heck, but I get it, and she's still to me I don't know. I think every crush I've ever had in my life, I was how does she remind me of Gilda Radner? What did Gilda Radner
Oh,
remind me of? I mean, I loved Rosanna Dana, hi, Baba Wawa.
Yes.
It
Yes.
just never gets old. And then, or the nerdy character when she's out
Mhm.
on a date with Bill Murray, and Bill Murray's always on. She's like, oh, I can't remember what his name was, but I still think about all of that. And yeah, probably like my first girl crush like was probably Gilda Radner, and like seriously, like I don't know, that might be why I like funny girls so much. Gilda Radner, my number four, and I thought she was gonna be my number one, but I think I
I'm
explained why.
surprised. I'm surprised to hear her so early in your list. I gotta be honest, but I'm excited to see where it goes.
Okay,
Jane and Gilda walked so
Uh-huh.
that Tina
All these
and
hoes
Dale
could
and the
run.
others could run. Yeah.
so they have that picture I sent you guys is in the callback bar at the Sacramento Punchline. So at the Sacramento Punchline,
Oh.
you go to a show. They have a bar next to it called the Callback Bar, and they have a portrait of George Carlin. They have a portrait of Richard Pryor, and they have a portrait of Gilda Radner, and that's in there. I always just sit and stare at her. Charlotte, who do you have at number three?
I have another current cast member at number 3, Kate McKinnon. Love me some Kate McKinnon too. God, she's been on since like 2012, I think,
Yep.
and freaking nails everything and has so many different characters and goes all out and everything. And her Hillary, so good, so spot on.
Yeah.
Just like
Leaves.
the freaking alien lady character, the visiting of from the alien thing, like how like just so out there, so God, I don't even, I can't even like put to words to these people because I just love her, and I just see her in something and I'm like, I know I'm gonna freaking laugh an insane amount, yeah.
Can I just say something that okay, so I'm glad you brought up the space abduction character because I followed Lindsay. Like I said, I don't know. Lindsay just appeared during the pandemic. I had no idea who she was. Like,
I'm a wild card, baby.
she just appeared on my Instagram feed during the pandemic, and I was like, "This kid's pretty funny," Like, she's cool, right? And then I saw her on Scene, and I don't always watch Scene Kids, Michelle, but I do every once in a while. I tune in, I tuned in one night, and Lindsay was doing the Kate McKinnon space abduction person, and I was like, "She's my new best friend. I want to be your best friend right now." Lindsay, do you mind?
I don't mind at all. I pulled it up because it was pandemic Scene Kids, so I had the privilege of having my phone as my notes app is up. So I found it, and that shit is so fucking funny. So yeah, I will do a little bit of this. This was the Christmas episode, so yeah, it was a little different for me. So I'm crashing in their guest room, and I come down a little later and they were gone, and I met a 9-foot tall goat man named Crinkle Mouse, who, according to some German fairy tale, is Santa's helper. Turns out Crinkle Mouse travels by dog sled, which sounds good, but then he straps a harness on me, throws me in with the freaking pack, and these dogs don't fly, they run. And let me tell you, if you think you can run as fast as a dog, if you think you can't run as fast as a dog, you're right. My favorite line, and I think the reason why I had to do it and have it recorded and just live forever out somewhere on Stab's website was minute in, I fall and I get dragged for a mile over rough forest floor. My sweats get ripped off, and now there's nothing between the ground and my cooter and tutor. Wasn't the worst time I had on all fours. I just love that shit so much. My fun gun and my bun munch. She just has the funniest. She sells it too.
Yeah, and I want to be doing that. I want to be her. Like it makes you go like, God, I wish I fucking thought about that and I could do that freaking character because it's so fucking good. like, oh my God, sorry, like, it makes you, like, almost makes you angry.
Yeah.
Like, people are so freaking good.
Mhm.
You know, and when it felt like Kate was like always like our our funny person, like our go-to funny person. But you know when it really felt like Kate just put her arms around the world and just pulled us all in was when she sang Hallelujah as a cold open.
Oh, as Hillary.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That shit was nuts.
that
That was dope. That was
that
wild.
that healed like 55 million broken hearts. That
Yeah, it really did.
Mm-hmm.
and
Fuck, I forgot about that.
oh really? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's
She's
that.
another one where like they're truly a triple threat. I mean, they could do any impersonation,
Yeah.
any like from a spectrum of like Justin Bieber, Rudy Giuliani, Rand Paul, Ron Paul,
Every single one of them. Yeah.
and then like Hillary, Angela Merkel. I mean, there's like so many countless
Yeah, yeah.
that I'm not even
She
getting
did
to
like
talk
a
about.
recently. She did like a sea captain like short film thing for SNL recently. That was just like so freaking funny, and just her sea captain like character was just so good. And like,
I
oh
know.
my God.
Yeah. Can you imagine like how crazy her ideas are that they say no to?
I
Oh, and the
wonder.
yeah, I know, right? It was a lighthouse. It was a lighthouse person, I think. Anyway, not that it matters, but it was like some lighthouse like Manning character that
I just started going on a little brain quest. When she's that blobfish mermaid,
Yeah.
and she's got the bald head and she's a mermaid. I mean, hair and makeup on SNL is something else, but if you didn't have any of that, that shit would be so fucking funny. I love her characters. So fantastic choice.
Awesome, Kate McKinnon. All right, I don't think that's the last we're gonna hear of her. I don't know. We'll see. Michelle, who do you
Yeah.
have at number 3?
Ah, man, Kate McKinnon.
Let's
Oh,
keep it going.
That's why I was like, I'm gonna just like give all of what I've got to say about Kate McKinnon in this combo right now, so that we'll just sandwich that was my choice. I mean, what more could we say? We could say a lot more. I love that like she's also private. Like she doesn't have like social media. She really is like somehow able to have this like hugely successful career and still have a private life that's not like
yeah. You gotta
out.
love that.
It's something about
And-
Saturday Night Live because they're in New
Yeah.
York. Like these like a lot of performers, they're there to do it because they love it and they're good at it, and they're not in it for all of that. They're doing the fucking art and the comedy. Like I love to know that they're not like chasing that. I mean, people are coming to her. Obviously, she's done tons of voiceover, tons of the movies she's been in, but I love when I just see that they're just there to fucking do Saturday Night Live, do sketch comedy, write, do the Weekend Update. Like that's really cool.
Awesome. Lindsay, who do you have at number 3?
Who do I have at number 3 is 1, 2, 3. I have Kristen Wiig as my number 3.
Yeah.
Any character she does, I do. I do Gilly, and I'm Dude with the tiny hands. The Californians, I'm every day. Sure, I love Kristen Wiig. I mean, I work at Target, so there's an obvious Target lady bit there hard to fight. But yeah, she is very quotable. Characters are so fucking memorable to me that I can just pick them up and do them. I love Kristen Wiig.
Yeah, I'll never forget like how sad I was when like I think her leaving was one of the was to say goodbye was seeing.
I 100% agree. That one was tough, and it felt too soon. I think it was her when she did Bridesmaids. She was doing all of those extra movie things, and good for her. That Bridesmaids is like a top comedy movie of the time. I think it was too soon for her to go.
Anytime anytime I see any poor sap with a name tag that says Steve, I'm like, whatever, stove.
What are you, an appliance?
That is a real name.
I love the I do this like at family gatherings or just regular. Don't make me sing. Oh, don't make me sing. Like no one's asked you to sing. I don't know. I just say that. Don't make me sing, Lindsay. No one's stop. Don't make me sing. I love that. I could go on and on. I seriously could go on and on about Kristen Wiig's skits. There's this. If you haven't watched this one, you have to watch this one where she's the sexy dressed gal in the tight dress, and she's like, "Oh, I don't know, what is this banana?" And you think she's gonna do this sexy banana, and she is the most heinous looking person. She's just all over. She's disgusting. It's a favorite of mine. Anyway, I'll stop myself.
Okay, we can keep talking about Kristen Wiig. Kristen Wiig is my number 3.
Hey! We have matching number 3s.
There we go.
Kristen Wiig is my number 3. Yeah. Like I said, like I was so sad when she left SNL, but like what we got in return, like I watch Bridesmaids anytime I'm in a funk, and I can't think of what's gonna snap me out of the funk. Like I'm like, no more drugs. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm just like Bridesmaids, because it's so long too. Like it's not like an hour and a half. It's like a 2-hour and 20-minute movie.
It's an epic movie. Yeah. It is.
If you get like the Bridesmaids DVD with like all like the deleted scenes and the audio commentary, like I'm still for DVDs. Like I think DVDs come back because I want all that extra stuff. It's not there when you watch it on whatever, or when you rent it. It's not there. And I want the Bridesmaids deleted scenes. They're great. They're great. So yeah, Kristen Wiig is my number 3. Charlotte, take us into number 2ville.
I'm like, should I change my order? I don't know. I'm okay.
No
okay.
pressure.
Oh my God, this is hard. Okay, I guess it's gonna give it away. My number 2 is Maya Rudolph. She okay, like Beyonce, her impressions again are impeccable. She has the well-roundedness. This kind of gives you into some of my like thinking in terms of like my criteria, but she has that. She can do characters. She puts her all in every scene. She does great impressions that bring out something that was there in the character, but you can't put your finger on it exactly, but then she does it and you're like, oh my God, Kamala is like that. Like a certain a certain je ne sais quoi of someone that you're like, how did they come up? Like it makes a person who kind of seems like, oh, an impression of this person wouldn't be that interesting because they don't have like these crazy vocal tics or whatever, but you're like, oh my God, there's love Maya.
Love Maya Rudolph.
And her singing, like, we mentioned it. We already mentioned her, but like her voice is legitimately beautiful, and her mom, like, it was like a recording artist. And like I didn't even know about any of this stuff, and I should have like looked up the name. I can't remember her mom's name right now, but what was it? Does anyone remember what her mom's
Minnie
name
Riperton.
was?
Yes. Minnie Riperton, like Motown, right? Wasn't she a Motown artist?
Yeah. And this is just a fun fact that I like learned after reading an article about her, but like in that song "Loving You" that Minnie Riperton sings, she's saying Maya, 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 the end. And I like was like crying and freaking losing it. It was like a few months ago when I found this out. I mean, I knew her mom, but that was her mom, but I didn't know that she had like was singing Maya, 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 Maya. And at the end of that song, like go and listen to it, and you will bawl once you know, like, oh my God, such a like. She's such an amazing talent. Like, can you imagine having your mom like be that talented, and then you're just like, you can also sing and do all these characters and just write and just, oh my gosh. Amazing.
I love her Prince cover band that she does. Have you
I don't
seen?
even know about that.
What are you talking about right now?
That current, she does that now?
Yeah, what?
I know. Wait, I'm positive she does this. Hold on.
Hang on.
Hold the
Yes.
fucking phone.
She does a Prince cover band. Maya Rudolph.
Oh, what the heck? Was it Prince's birthday today
Yeah.
or
Yesterday or today?
yesterday?
I think it was yesterday.
Yeah, she does like a Prince cover band.
Wow.
What does she not do?
Yeah.
Really?
There we go.
Yeah, it's a Prince cover band called Princess.
Oh, and then her Instagram is called Princess Instagram or something.
You're
right?
right.
Oh,
It's
I
all
guess
coming
that's. Mhm.
Yeah, I
I
thought
never knew that was like a.
Oh, yeah. I thought my funny catalog just got all messed up. But yeah.
No, Jesse, you taught us something tonight. And
Did.
thank you for that.
Thanks for doing something, Jesse.
You truly should be here, Jesse.
Oh, all right. I feel like I should be here now. Michelle, who is your number 2?
Oh gosh, this person truly shaped my chaotic knee slapping I'm totally blanking, just like wacky Molly Shannon. That's who's at my number 2.
Yes.
I mean, Lindsay already talked about like Mary Catherine Gallagher and gosh, why can't I think of
Sally O'Malley.
Sally O'Malley. I too, at like 8 years old, was running around with my best friend, like kicking all over, like I'm 50. I mean, like we like learned her set and just like for years and years would quote Sally O'Malley and just start like inside joke. I mean, just Molly Shannon was like as on SNL. I mean, she's had a great, like, obviously, I mean, she goes on to episodes like Seinfeld and things and makes like a huge impact where they become like the best episodes of a series and whatnot. But like, she's really just been so huge to me on SNL. And I was just like, this woman is giving her all. She is like not worried about being a certain way, looking a certain way, like caring about what other people are thinking. And I just wanted to be that way too.
I mean, she was the first, I think, I mean, notably, obviously, just the physicality. I mean, we saw Jim Belushi, we saw like,
Chris Farley.
Yeah, at times, like, and then, Chris Farley, extreme, like, physicality, but the way she's knocking through walls and tables, like, with her ass hanging out, like, she just gave no fucks, and I think that was cool to see.
Yeah.
They agree.
I freaking loved. Yeah, which I just love the balls to the wall.
And I mean, I'm just so, like I said, these skits are my life. But her on the radio show, I mean, the voices,
sweaty balls.
Her and Gasteyer are impeccable together. That skit is so fucking good. And the way, we don't see them, they're on the radio, but we see them in this skit and they're so good here. So fucking funny. Ugh.
That's one of the most quoted sketches ever. Like that's sweaty balls. It's like it's so great. I mean, yeah.
It's such a change from the traditional, like it's such a quiet, like low tone sketch that has a different energy, but it's so funny because it has that different energy. And it's such a subtle, like quiet. It's so different and that makes it fun, because a lot of
the
SNL
delivery,
is
like
crazy.
And I think what also gets us, I think what also gets us about that sketch is like what Charlotte pointed out. It's like it's so quiet and it's so calm, but then the references just go so over the top that you're just like, oh, they're gonna have like a subtle humor with this one. Like, no, they go for it, And great. Molly Shannon. All right. Lindsay, wait, is that where we're at? Yeah, Lindsay.
Yeah. Okay.
What is your number 2?
2. Oh, I mean, we're just gonna keep talking about Maya Rudolph because Maya Rudolph is my number 2. We talked a little bit about the voices, but I just find that so fascinating, the way they can sound exactly like someone, the impersonations, but there are ways they manipulate their voice to just things I've never heard of before. I've only heard these people making these sounds and these noises with their voice that now I do. And I'm a big into accents. I love accents. So I love listening to like Bronx Beat with her and Amy Poehler. Like that's an unforgettable sketch for me.
Oh my gosh, I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
Lindsay, are you done talking about Maya? Are we done talking about Maya Rudolph?
I don't know if we'll ever be done talking about Maya Rudolph, but for the sake of tonight, yes.
Okay. Maya Rudolph. Okay, my number 2 is Kate McKinnon. And I don't think I could add anything to the Kate McKinnon conversation at this point. I think we've covered her. So we're at numbers. Wait, yeah, okay. So before we get to our number 1s, I am going to go to the internet, and we're going to see. I always like to put a poll up on my Facebook page and ask people who they think would be
number 1
on this list. And here we go. Some of these folks you know, some of them you don't, but let's see. Local comic Damian Harmony said, Gilda, Jane, Jan, Maya, Amy. They went on to say, Jane and Maya had the most incredible range. Gilda was such a vulnerable chaos. Jane was Phil Hartman before he existed.
Oof.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Erica Atreyu, local artist. Maya Rudolph, Kate McKinnon, Molly Shannon, Tina Fey, Gilda Radner. Let's see. Okay. Sarah Aga Mohammadi. Number 5, Kate McKinnon. Number 4, Amy Poehler / Tina Fey. They're always going to be a twofer for me. Number 3, Kristen Wiig. Number 2, Molly Shannon. And number 1, Sherry O'Terry.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Honorable mention.
Totally.
Local comic Rhoda D. Ramone, who's been on the podcast before, chronological order. So she doesn't put them 1 through 5. She plays it safe. It says chronological order. Gilda Radner, Jane Curtin, Jan Hooks, Molly Shannon, Maya Rudolph, Tina Fey. Let's see. Local comic / photographer Jessica Roberts says Gilda Radner, Tina Fey, Kate McKinnon, Molly Shannon, Jan Hooks. Is it Jan Hooks? Jane Hooks. Jan Hooks. Huh? Here's a name we all love. Dan Scott says, my crystal ball says that Chloe Finneman is going to be on someone's list in 5 years.
The one that does, is she doing the Reese Witherspoon impersonation, like the spot on impersonations? Is that who that is?
Yeah.
I enjoy her.
She's newer, and she does like the Britney Spears talk show.
Very good impressionist. Totally.
On my
so new.
On my Instagram, very good friend of mine, Rebecca Rodriguez, says Kate, Leslie, Maya, Tina, Amy. Friend of mine, Sasha Pants. Sasha says number 5, Rachel Dratch. Number 4, Anna Gassiar. Number 3, Maya Rudolph. Number 2, Kate McKinnon. And number 1, Kristen Wiig. So that's what the internets have to say.
Yeah.
Charlotte, do you have some also rans, some honorable mentions?
Oh, yes. I haven't heard Adie Bryant yet.
Number one
She-
honorable mention.
Little baby Adie. She has just a presence. Like her presence is just like I love it. I think Lauren must love her because she's been on quite a long time, and like she gets a lot of and has gotten a lot of like stage time, but like understandably because
good
she's
reason.
so good for good reason. But I feel like there have been so many females and males as well who were amazing but didn't get their due, on SNL, like their time ended too soon. They were so talented. But I have Leslie Jones is amazing. Obviously, Gilda is on my honorable mention, even though she's iconic and trailblazer. My list is like in terms of just who effing stands out as like you're an SNL top performer for me.
Yeah. Right.
I have also Rachel Dratch. I almost wanted to put Rachel Dratch on instead of Cecily.
I took her on and put her off. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
She's not as much of a household name, but she has a lot of characters that got time and were really out there, and the Boston kids with that kind of stuff, and I can.
And Debbie Downer.
Debbie Downer.
And then the lovers in the hot tub, like Will Ferrell.
My lava in the hot tub.
That's gonna be an all-time favorite like sketch characters, because it's like such a real or based in reality kind of thing that like you can put anywhere, and it's the same general premise, but it's just always funny. And Anna Gasteyer, she's also like, this is what I'm talking about. This is like, I literally felt like I don't want to take up, because I have a whole giant page of like women who I wanted to like put on there, but I want to like let other people say their honorable mentions also. So.
All right. Michelle, what about, you got some honorable mentions, Michelle?
I mean, Charlotte and I have essentially like the same list of honorable mentions. I had Adie Bryant up there. She's just like a ray of sunshine and so freaking sweet. And then sometimes some of the stuff that comes out of her mouth, you're like, I love when that happens. And Leslie Jones freaking changed the game as far as like she's a stand-up comedian and like killed it on SNL. And
is what, 50? Like
she's amazing.
Hello?
Like you could be any. She really just like beyond all like of like what you normally think is like people coming up and being on SNL. She just like made her way, and I freaking love her. So I follow her on Instagram obviously, and she will recap reality TV shows and watch them through her stories.
Yes.
And I will spend hours just watching her stories of her watching and commentating on TV shows, because it's just like perfection. But like Anna Gasteyer, I mean, she's just like insane to me. I mean, I like her and Molly Shannon are like my fairy comedy godmothers in that way, where I just feel like I grew up watching them like crazy. Who was another honorable mention I had? I don't have the list in front of me anymore, but I mean, those were like some of the top where I was like, and Rachel Dratch. I mean, like Rachel Dratch, Amy Poehler, Tina Fey, where they three like came up together in Chicago, and Tina Fey essentially told Lauren, like, you're making a mistake if you don't get Rachel on your cast. She like Tina vouched for her and was like, she is hilarious. She's funnier than me. She's got to be on the show kind of thing. And like that's just what I love, is it's like a family in that way. But yeah, those three ladies are up there for me as well. Okay. It's hard to pick.
Lindsay. Gasteyer Celine Dion impression is one of the funniest things.
Yes.
I quote it all the time.
Her and Martha Stewart. Martha
Yes.
Stewart Christmas is a Yuletide treasure. I really treasure it. And then she's topless at the end. Fucking funny.
Oh, and Dracula's Barbara Walters too was like, I know, just so good. Like,
That's a great. I love Sherry O'Terry is like aside from Leslie Jones, I could go on and I will, but if I could
let's hear yours, Lindsay.
Yeah, I dressed up as a Spartan cheerleader in I think it was sophomore year of high school. So this isn't like in circulation, like Spartan costumes are not. And I went to a party as a Spartan cheerleader. Her as Barbara Walters, they're just so good. I think I just emulate. I just want to be fucking funny like her. The faces she makes when she's that. What is she? That character that like I don't know. Her head gets blown off or something. Her head, half her head's missing, and she's just like. Isn't she like a pharmacist or something? It's just.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I gotta watch that one. I saw it briefly talking about this, but I'm glad we talked about Leslie Jones because she's not someone we fucking saw on there and like older, you know what I mean? Older and like such a stand-up comedian, but then just to be in these sketches and to be these characters that aren't going to be represented by anyone else other than Leslie Jones. But we know this loud mouth. We know this crazy shit. I love Leslie Jones. And then Adie Bryant, I think she's that Kristen Wiig at my heart. Like, I don't want her to go because I want to be the same character. If she could just play all of the same characters for the next 10 years, I would be happy because the shit she comes out with, like her SNL or her Weekend Update add-ins where she's like the little kid that like traveled for the summer. Like she plays young, old, male, female. Yeah. Big, like this is a plus sized bitch on this fucking show. And it's not the joke. Like it's fucking, it kills, it reads, it plays. Like she needs to be there, or there need to be clones of her. We need like 2 or 3 more Adie Bryants because the shit that you get to see on stage is really nice. So I could go on in depth about each and every one of the honorable mentions.
I have to say, I know we have some of your honorable mentions to go, but I forgot to mention Vanessa Bayer, who I think left us too soon on SNL. They're a legacy cast member. I can't remember who their mom is. I think their mom was on SNL or was an actor.
Elliot, what's her name? Because her dad is Chris Elliott. I forget what his name is. He's in There's Something About Mary. What is he on? Oh my gosh, everyone.
Chris Elliott is her dad?
He had a daughter that ended up being on SNL for 1 or 2 seasons.
He was in Cabin Boy, right?
I don't know. Hold on. What was her name?
Oh, I don't know.
It's gonna bug me. It's all right. Continue.
That's okay. Well, we're on your honorable mentions. I'll go with my honorable mentions really quick. I only had a couple because this show is about you guys. I just wanted to kind of hang out and talk to you guys. My honorable mentions: Leslie Jones, Molly Shannon, Adie Bryant, Cecily Strong. I thought that I was like not being cool having Cecily Strong in my top 5 because she still seems so new, but she's been, I don't know.
She's been there for a minute.
But how did Adie Bryant not make anyone's top 5? We're all like just.
I know it's hard.
How wonderful is Shrill?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like how was it? Like I mean, I
don't want to talk about the finale. I can't. It's too raw. It's too much.
They didn't know that they were not going to have another season. They didn't write the season as if it was the last season.
What?
So that wasn't their intention when they didn't know while they were filming. I was
Okay.
I was listening to an NPR Tell Me Another, and Lolly and Genderless Gap Ad is their
ER Fight Master.
Yeah, ER Fight Master.
If you're
So they
watching,
were on-
I love you. Follow me.
Ugh,
Answer my
truly.
DMs. No, anyway.
But they mentioned like on that radio show that when they were filming the season of Shrill, no one knew that it was their last season. So they didn't know. That's, I think, why
Wow.
the ending is how it is.
But it's
As
beautiful.
sad as I am that Shrill is ending, I'm glad that it's kind of like hit and go, like stick and move. Just
Keep going. Get the next thing out. Let's go.
Yeah.
What are you doing next?
some of my favorite series in the last couple, like I love that Marin was only 4 seasons. I love that Broad City was only a couple of seasons. The TV show Atlanta with Childish Gambino, dude,
Yeah.
that is one of the funniest shows ever. But we've only had 2 seasons.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
I swear that they are either in post-production or they are filming a season of Atlanta.
I think that they
Right
are
now.
filming the season of Atlanta right now.
Yeah.
Post production. But sorry for bringing up a guy's show. We're talking about the women here.
Hey, there are some really cool ass women on the show of Atlanta too.
There is. Yeah.
Yeah.
The girlfriend is hilarious, and then and all her circle of friends is that is such a great TV show. I can't, and I love half-hour TV shows. They're the best. Yeah, I'm not a
They're
huge,
That's
digestible.
true. Yeah.
not a huge commitment guy. You know, I want a half hour and I'm out. That sound good. All right, number 1. Hold on, let me take a look. Okay, Charlotte, number 1.
Okay, we've already heard about her, but you can say a lot. There's a lot of stuff we're missing, but it's Kristen Wiig. I just think that her body of work on SNL is just so broad, so many different characters, impressions, things that we remember, like things that were so well done. Like she would do like the old timey like actress voice from like the old movies. Like I can't even do it. Like what do you say? Like I don't even. Her intonation was perfect, and it just took you in. And I just think she's gonna go down as one of the all-time greats, like of SNL in general. Like just so freaking talented.
I think someone who you can see, I don't mean to cut you off, but I think
No, you're
something you
fine.
can see with her is her improv in use, because like her Weekend Update bits where she is so quick-witted, like you said, her diction, like the way she's able to just kidding, I am, just kidding, I'm not, she just rambles. And then her and Fred Armisen, Garth and Kath, like they, you have to have this great rhythm with someone that you have in improv, and I just see it. You see her improv everywhere in those skits. Same with Maya Rudolph, Amy Poehler, but totally agree.
Yeah, and like the baby hand, big
yes.
forehead lady, like that was one of those kind of unsuspecting thing, like characters that like it came back and you always knew what was gonna happen, but it was still funny every single time she did it, and it didn't matter, like because you knew exactly what the premise was, you knew exactly what was gonna happen, but it was just still so funny. And like I'm just kind of rambling now, but someone mentioned like Sherry O'Terry and that weird character, and like the character that's like rambling about like the pharmacy, like kind of is off the rocker, and like the people that for me can do such a broad, my top 5 includes people that can do that broad range and have these different levels of character and impressions and just in every level. So
Awesome.
that's my 1.
Kristen Wiig. Michelle, who do you have at number 1?
Well, my GOAT SNL cast member of the female variety is Maya Rudolph. We love Maya Rudolph. Big mouth, The Good Place, all better shows because Maya was involved. We love a Maya Rudolph. She's just, I mean, we've talked and gushed, rightly so, about all of these women, but especially about Maya Rudolph. I believe she is on all of our lists in some capacity. I think a lot of our lists intersect though, but
Totally.
I mean, she's just great. She like made everyone around her shine as well.
Well, that's what a great improviser does, right?
Yeah. Truly. So, and she went through, she generally really loved the show and being on the show, but it was really hard for her because of like the way that just the crew and like the costume, hair and design stuff, like she had to make a lot of sacrifices because of all the wig changes and everything, and like there was
she was on the show while pregnant, like
yeah
she
I mean
did
there's
the
like
most.
a cool freaking group of women that were on the show and had babies and still worked through it, like Amy Poehler, Tina Fey, Rachel Dratch, Maya Rudolph. I mean, I'm sure like some of the ladies from the like other earlier seasons had done that as well, maybe, but I know when those four especially, it was like all around the same time too, and I want all of their babies to be like best friends and be comedians as well, and just like it continue, because there's just not enough good things to say about Maya Rudolph.
Got it. All right, Maya Rudolph, number one. Lindsay, who do you have at number one?
My number one is Amy Poehler. Just the characters, the range, just all of those things. Very Kristen Wiig, Maya Rudolph, Amy Poehler. Like, this is the holy trinity to me. Like, their skits, they've done a lot together, the three of them, and they are unmatched. There's a one that I can immediately think of is when it's a Christmas episode and they sing Santa's my boyfriend, and they're just this little band. I love that song. I sing it every year. Like, it's so good. So yeah, Amy Poehler for sure.
Amy Poehler. I think this is a first. No one has the same number one.
Yeah, I know.
My number one is Tina Fey. The writer in me loves Tina Fey. She's just, I mean, we've talked about her, lots. She made a couple of people's lists.
Yeah.
She was only in my list and Lindsay's list. Was that right? Yeah.
Who?
Tina Fey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Tina Fey was. Wow, I thought we'd talk about her more, but it seems like we didn't. But
I can discuss why she's not on mine, but I love me some Tina Fey. Don't get me wrong. I've read Bossy Pants. I freaking follow her. She's also like my idol, but I feel like, yeah, she was head writer and that's important. But I feel like her presence and like her acting, there just isn't as much as there is with everybody else on my list.
The range, variety, the notes. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I struggled with that as well, but in the end, the writing, like I said, the writer in me, like had to side with Tina Fey. So okay, we've got our list. Now we're going to. Sometimes this is really hard. Sometimes this is really easy. So I feel that like, okay, so just in looking over the list, I feel that like, and this isn't where I'm putting them, but I'm saying like, these are the people I'm pulling out because they seem to have popped up a few times. And then then you guys can correct me if I've left somebody off, but I am pulling Cecily Strong onto the platform. I'm pulling Kate McKinnon, obviously, Maya Rudolph.
You better, honey. I'm just kidding.
Molly Shannon, Kristen Wiig.
Where's Amy? I need some
Wait.
Amy on there.
I need Amy. Okay, I need her on there, and I will not budge on this.
Then we're gonna put Amy down right here, but Amy Poehler, the list is at 6 right now.
Read it one more time to us, sir.
Okay, Cecily Strong, Kate McKinnon, Maya Rudolph, Molly Shannon, Kristen Wiig, Amy Poehler. Does Cecily Strong just get an honorable mention?
I mean, I think as
Is there-
far as like scope of career at this point in time, yeah, I think Cecily Strong still has some, I don't know, like years to go. So I feel
hard
like
to say.
Amy
It's
Poehler
hard to
could
say
be
it,
on that
but-
list.
Yeah, it's hard to say it, but I get where you're going. Now,
Yeah.
are we forgetting anybody? Gilda Radner, Tina
Right.
Fey, Molly Shannon, Kristen Wiig. No, okay, no, I think we're covering it. Okay, then we're gonna say that Cecily Strong is an honorable mention. Now we've got Kate, we've got Maya, Molly, Kristen, Amy. Who's number 5?
Oh man.
Or who's number 1? Do you want to say who's number 1?
I think Maya Rudolph is number 1. I'm going to come out and say it. I'm going to say it.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's my number 1.
That helps. That helps. You guys good? You guys all good with that?
Yeah.
All right. No one wants to fight Lindsay over that? Okay.
It was my number 1.
Yeah, right.
We've got Kate. We've got Molly, Kristen, Amy. Who's number 5? Who barely makes this list?
I'd make Molly Shannon probably. What do y'all think?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm
agree.
fine with that. Yeah.
I will accept.
She doesn't have as much. She doesn't have as much of, like, she has some amazing stuff, but not as much
She
as I
hit
feel like the other
that.
ones
She
do.
hit that
Yeah.
well, and it was done well, beautifully. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah. I agree.
Is Kate McKinnon number 2?
Yeah,
Or-
either her or Kristen
Kristen
Wiig.
Wiig, yeah. Yep.
Oh, okay. So then, is it going to be this easy? Is it Kristen Wiig number 2?
I think Kristen Wiig's number 2. I do.
What do you think, Charlotte?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Amy,
Lock it in.
Amy Poehler number 3?
Well, I don't know. When you say it like that, I don't know. It doesn't feels different. I don't know.
Who's the other person we're not mentioned that we haven't put into number 4, that spot yet?
Kate McKinnon, Amy Poehler. We have 3.
Okay, we're 3 and 4. This is so hard. Because you're in comedy, you're so wedded to people you watched when you're younger. You
Yeah.
have so much more like emotion put into them, and as comedy can be so time and like era specific.
Yeah.
That it's hard for me to do that
Mhm.
yeah, it's hard for me to put Amy below Kate, but I feel like they're both equally talented. I just feel like yeah.
What if
Hey,
we
look.
did a 3-way tie?
I like that. I like that. I like
Amy,
that.
Kate, and Kristen.
What if wait?
3-way tie.
Wait, I'm going to say something better. What if we say that Kate? Wait, what if we say that Kate and Amy tied for 3rd,
Yeah.
pushes Molly to 4, and then we bring Cecily Strong.
Cecily.
at number-
I think
I'm here for
Charlotte
that.
has really just
Yeah.
things are right in her world now.
Oh
Things
my
are
God.
all okay.
Yes.
It's gonna be okay. She's back. Baby, she's
Mhm.
back.
I know. Oh my
Back and she's
God.
not going anywhere, okay?
We are Cecily Strong. and
We
we're
are.
going.
Oh God!
Stay strong.
I love you guys. All right, so there it is. Top 5 female SNL cast members all time. Number 5, Cecily Strong. Number 4, Molly Shannon. Number 3 is a tie with Kate McKinnon, Amy Poehler, number 2, Kristen Wiig, number 1, Maya Rudolph. I think this is the greatest list ever. This is.
I'm writing it. I'm gonna write a movie starring all of them, and they're gonna all be in it. I'm sure because they need to be, because we just cast them. We cast them in an unyet written movie. That would be amazing.
That's happened before. Stuff like that happens in Hollywood.
We'll get on the phone.
Yeah. They're gonna see this and they're gonna be oh my God, we need to go and like do things with them. Because it's their dream to meet these people and do something with them.
Check your inbox.
Thank you guys so much. This was 10 times as fun as I thought it was. I knew it was going to be fun. I've looked forward to this one since we all signed on the contract.
I know.
I knew this was gonna be so much fun. And I'm telling you three right now that shoot me a topic and I will bring this group back together for whatever you guys want to do. I don't
Sweet.
like
I'm there.
We can keep it. I was thinking of like the top 5 movies from Saturday Night Live alumni.
Oh, that. Yeah, I'd be down for that.
All right, you got me.
Yeah, you got me.
Yeah, top 5 movies from Saturday Night Live alumni. I think we should do that. Probably like in September. I know some vacations are coming up, and we got to get back to real life, doing shows. And Charlotte's gonna hit some open mics, and I'm gonna get on SNL because they're gonna see me and be like, middle-aged lady who didn't open mic and does improv. SNL.
Hired. Come on over.
You know what I remember most about Scene Kids is whenever telenovela was in a bind and we were looking for somebody to help out. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't. I'm doing Scene Kids.
Oh no.
Every time, like whoever we would ask, hey, you guys want to? Oh yeah, I'd love to. When? Oh, I'm doing Scene Kids.
Oopsie. I mean, there's like 25 people on the show every time.
Yeah, I know. Oh man, Michelle, Lindsay, Charlotte, thank you so much. This was so much fun. I don't know what else to say, but
this was the best time. I had so much fun.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you guys soon.
Oh, thanks, Jesse.
Okay,
Thanks for having us.
We'll cut
Bye,
it.
Lindsay. Bye, Charlotte. Thank you.